live on stream. Prickly has already said moo. I don't know how you're in chat. He was in chat at 6:53. He came in chat early and is like waiting. He's like waiting for
ready for this.
The refresh. Yeah, Friday nights are always the best as far as people actually being available to hang out. I need to go through the promos, and then we should be good to start.
Okie dokie.
What's up, Prickly? But yeah, Fiona is Fiona, she's not a boxer, is she?
No.
Bloodhound? Was it Bloodhound?
No, Fiona's 100% Great Dane.
Oh, that's what it was. I knew it was like one of the really big dogs.
Yeah, she's a Mastiff.
Yeah, that's about as big as it gets.
Yeah, they're considered giant breeds. Short of an actual German Shepherd, not an Americanized, they're puny and pathetic creatures. But a true German Shepherd is pretty close to the size of a Mastiff.
Yeah, people underestimate how big German Shepherds are. My uncle had a German Shepherd, and it was a good dog, and then one day it like just snapped and attacked my aunt, took a chunk out of her.
Yeah, that's pretty spooky. Some dogs are more known for injuries than others. If anyone's curious, it's a matter of public record, and you can go look it up. Hospitals have to keep track of every single bite we receive, whatever kind of pet it is, and then determine what is dangerous and what is not. The adorable thing that people don't know is that insurance companies will actually drop you if you have certain what's considered a dangerous
like
breed
the
of dog.
bully breeds.
No, actually. Not all the bullies are that dangerous.
But I mean, like, from the perspective of the insurance company.
I guess, but bullies are actually like 4 or 5 particular breeds, and I think only 2 of them are considered that dangerous. Pit bulls are pretty well ranked highest, also just because their population's so high. But they have
a lot of pit bulls walking around in chains in the rain. With people that obviously could not control them if they actually went ballistic.
Needed to?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're considered a nanny dog, so like for people that are homesteaders, they're incredibly popular because a pit bull will totally lay down its life for you if you're faced with an alligator or a bear even.
I could see that because they have like the lockjaw, so they can like clamp down on things.
And totally no fear once their family is threatened.
Mm-hmm. I think pit bulls are kind of cool, honestly, because they get so buff. But like, I think they're cool in the same way that I think like a lion is cool. I don't want one near me.
Yeah, that's definitely a reasonable perspective on it.
So, do you know when they are going to be leaving then? If it's earlier than Wednesday?
No, they haven't calculated it out yet.
That's... Not knowing is almost worse, I think.
Oh, it might be... Let me make sure they're out at earshot. A slight relief. My mom, immensely organized.
Yeah.
Kind of the stereotypical RN, always has her P's and Q's in order. My dad does planning like I do, only worse, where he just sort of feels his way through things. and it has many different levels of panic attack throughout the process.
That was me in college, like completely destroying my mental health just for the sake of not being organized.
Yeah, I legitimately looked at a guy once who was so upset over how much time his girlfriend was pulling from his studies because he had to do mandatory dates every week with her. And I'm like, dude, that's why I don't go into relationships. I cannot manage the extra time and also like the emotional time of having to handhold you through your major.
Yeah.
But that was just my bad experience with like everybody I knew that was in a relationship. It was always one person who was really organized and put together, and then the other person used them as a crutch. It's like, oh god. I don't want this.
No, my mom's the same way as your mom. Because they're both RNs. Just, I think you kind of have to be that kind of person to be a nurse. Like, if you're not that kind of person, you're gonna fail nursing school.
I think it's also, I hate to make fun of us, a bachelor's of science. Not just because it has a mandatory lab.
Or are you making fun of us for being BAs?
Because so many of their majors require so many science and math classes, they just have to be so much more organized. I'm not saying
You mean
there
like when my
aren't.
English teachers were like thinking about like writing a paper and they were like, maybe it'll be due on the 13th and then, oh no, it's due on the 15th, and really just write whatever you want it to be about and we'll interpret the assignment together.
Yeah, that's always
Prickly was a Bachelor of Science because he's a IT remote, and Citrus is not a BA. Not if you're studying anthropology, unless you've been lying to me for multiple years, because that's definitely not.
A social science brawn can be a bachelor's of science or a bachelor's of arts. It depends.
Well, he's doing criminal study.
Then he's a bachelor's of science.
Right.
Almost certainly. Almost certainly.
Yeah, because he's doing like forensics and stuff. He wants to be basically a forensic anthropologist, which is very cool.
Fun. Morbid. Very, very morbid.
Yeah. Like Bones.
They get used a lot. They get used a lot for historical things. I mean, the police departments do use them occasionally for remains that are in that bad of shape. But
cold cases.
Given the couple of forensic anthropologists I know personally, you get used for a lot of mass graves in other countries.
Citrus said anthropology is science. That's why it ends in ology, the study of humans. I am throwing us over to the live scene. I see that you're on. I am in Orsinium. Prickly
I'm standing
also
right in front of you.
Are you really? My camera's facing me, so hang on. Let me rotate it. There you are. Prickly said, pit bulls are big babies. You know what? That, to me, is what everyone says until, like, you've lived in a ghetto where people are, like, they look like they're on steroids and they're being walked around in chains and they're covered in scars. And you're like, that is a mean dog.
It just... And keep in mind, they react to their family.
Yeah.
There was a time where I ended up in a bit of an assault situation at a relative's house. Had a pit bull been there, they may have attacked said person. Would I have been teary-eyed at the time? Not in the least. Would the dog probably have gotten put down for mauling another human being and, you know, hopefully killing him? Probably. So they'll do anything to protect the people they care about.
I remember once Opal, and for chat, Opal was my incredibly chunky runt beagle. She didn't even come up to your knee. She hated the mailman, and she got loose one day. What she actually did, she was staked into the front yard with like a 12-inch metal coil that had, you know, drilled into the ground. and she was so furious at the mailman that she ripped it out of the ground, and it went arcing through the air, glinting in the sun. And she sprinted after the mailman, and he spun around, and the mailman has mace. He has like dog mace. He spun around and maced her.
Got her with the mace?
Yeah, and she like ran away crying like she'd been stabbed. She's a big weenie. It's orange too. It took forever to get it out of her fur.
Yeah. So again, checking to make sure my parents aren't around. So, I could definitely appreciate the mace issue because my sister deciding whether or not an old can of mace worked, decided the smart thing to do would be to spray it in my face and then all over me.
Oh no. And you have asthma.
It put me into a full asthma attack, and
it can be lethal actually. Like it can be lethal for people with asthma. That's kind of scary. Wow.
Yep. Then nobody believed me that she'd done it either. Fun times.
So what is on the agenda for today? What adventures are we getting up to in Rothgar?
So I still have that Bone Rock Cavern highlighted, but I don't know where the quest is for it.
I noticed, you know how like that was all bugged out for us, and even when we left it, there was like no delve mark or anything on the map or anything. After we had played, the next time I logged in, obviously like I logged right back into that spot, and the marker was there. So I think it was just bugged. Citrus has asthma. A lot of people do. I have asthma. Not very bad, but I do. Also, let me look real quick. I picked up, I don't know if you know that Rothgar has dailies, because they're not actually, the Giver is not in Orsinium. It's actually just outside the city. But I picked up a daily called Snow and Steam, and I need to defeat a Dwemer Centurion, like a Super Centurion. And I tried to do it during the week with another player, and I couldn't do it. It was too hard.
Yeah, it takes multiple people. Okay, so we need to find... I'm just looking for this on the map, and then I'll be with you.
Oh, you're fine. You're the Pathfinder.
He says it's southwest of Icy Shores Porter. I just don't see Icy Shores Porter.
I feel like
anywhere.
Citrus saying I have asthma, and then I'm imagining like the clip of SpongeBob hyperventilating where he's like breathing in all panicked and then breathing out through his like sponge pores. Like Citrus is typing that and having an asthma attack as he types it.
No, asthma, it's much more like somebody who has their hand around your throat.
Yeah, it feels like a vice.
Choking you off.
Yeah, like your lungs are being squeezed.
Sometimes the choking off sensation is deeper than that, but usually an asthma attack is hitting the throat. Potentially other things too, but it's hitting the throat.
All around the diaphragm.
Because that's the biggest like terror of any doctor, is that the throat's going to be completely closed off and you'll have to intubate through below the throat.
Right. Have you, oh my gosh, have you seen Saw 4? Or like,
No,
do you watch the Saw movies at all?
Sometimes
I put on one of them just for shits and giggles to get left alone, but it was in a public place, but no, I've never actually watched
the
it.
Saw franchise was one of my hyperfixations for a couple years, so like the timeline's all wonky, but like I know all the timeline, I've seen all the movies. Anyway, long story short, talking about intubating, in Saw 4, I won't go into the whole backstory, but in Saw 4, one of the traps is a guy wakes up with his head. He's sitting in a chair and his head is in a box. And the box starts filling up with water. And it by the point of Saw 4, Jigsaw is dead, and the person that's making the traps is not designing them to be survivable. The original point was that Jigsaw wants you to survive, so that you appreciate life again. But at this point, that's not the point. So the guy's not supposed to survive. But he's like an FBI agent, and he pulls a pen out of his pocket and takes it apart a little bit as the box is filling up with water, and he intubates his own throat, emergency intubation, and he survives.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He must, a doctor or something?
Right.
I mean, what was the rationale for him actually knowing how to do that correctly?
Honestly, in the scene, he just jams it right into his throat just below his Adam's apple. I would say just incredibly lucky.
Yeah, that's luck. Let's go.
He survived that movie and everyone liked him. He was like kind of like hyping up to become the protagonist of the series, and then he gets crushed to death in the next movie, and it's horrible. Like, it's slow, and he realizes that he's not going to get away, and he starts like whimpering as he's being crushed. It's so bad. It's awful.
Yeah, would you send me that quest? Let's do that. This is somebody
the boss one?
Yeah.
I'm sharing it now. I don't know that the two of us can handle it alone. We might have to see if anyone else is around. Because he was one-shotting me. He was one-shotting me, and that's like my weakness. I can dodge stuff, I can outrun people, but if he's gonna one-shot me, there's not much I can do about it.
Let's go.
He's got an AoE where he spins his blade arms around, and then he's also got what is effectively...
I'm going to Chartol Way Shrine.
Okay. He's also got where he aims directly at you and unleashes like a barrage of crossbow bolts, and that's not a one-shot, but it will kill you.
Okay, so we gotta do the tremor spot.
Mm-hmm.
Then...
I already have that part, but obviously I'll follow you. Because that was the easy part, more or less. Just killing this innocent mammoth for no reason.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Don't try to kill us.
It's a territorial mob. We got too close. But it was in the way. Citrus says he has severe sawtism. Me too, though.
Yeah, it seemed like violence for just violence sake. I didn't know there was much of a story behind it, so it's like, yeah.
It's kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's, where it seems very surface level, but then when you start digging into the lore, it's like excessively deep. But like 99% of people don't know. I think the first Saw movie is objectively a great movie. You don't need to know anything about it. It's just a great movie. The rest of them are significantly less so. Who is this lady?
This is not justice.
This is another side quest?
Yeah.
I guess I'll take it while we're here.
So now we have a new chief. Everyone is ready to forget Chief Ogzor, to ignore his murder.
Oh, this is the one that had his brains
the Cleaver
crushed
robbed
in.
me of my husband's mind, but Glagosh is to blame. She secretly worships Boethia, the Daedric prince of murder. Her prayers brought about Chief Ogzor's death. I haven't found the proof.
Citrus said also that mammoth could have been carrying a deadly disease. Yeah, like mammoth rabies.
I am no longer Hearthwife of Shatul.
But back to the other thing for now. I just wanted to make sure we had it picked up, because some of these are more difficult to find than others.
Try the Giants' camp where Chief Ogzor fell, or Lugbag.
For people in chat,
and search Glagosh's tent. Confront her with
the story here is basically the chieftain of this orc camp had been pummeled to death by a giant. But he wasn't really dead, he was brain dead. And we helped his mother, who was like the wise woman, slip a poison into his drink so that he could die peacefully, and so that the clan could have a strong chief again. And that was his hearthwife, or one of them, because they have many wives, who wants revenge. Also, I lost you.
Yeah, I went to the mechanism thingy, but jigger.
Oh my gosh.
Could be other.
I don't see you on the map. Oh, yes I do. Can I, like, lock you in with a map marker? Will it move?
I would
Mammoth.
assume so. There is a teleport to person ability.
If I need it, I'll use it, but I think I'm okay. You're up in the, yeah, there you are. Just murdering polar bears.
No, I'm investigating the dwarven mechanisms.
And also murdering polar bears.
Oh yeah.
Polar bears like an apex predator. They used to have polar bears at the Cleveland Zoo. They were so big.
Yeah, they nothing towards the size that they're liking to pretend that they are.
No, because if they made polar bears in video games as big as they are in real life, people would say they were like giant bears. And like, no, that's just how big they are.
Instead, they just reskin great bears with the polar bear skin.
Well, like, that's like the Cleveland Zoo. They replaced the polar bears with grizzly bears. And like, grizzly bear's a big bear, but it's not a polar bear. I will say the grizzly bears are more fun though because they play fight, and from a human perspective, it looks like a kaiju battle. It's always a good time.
Alright, I think we're getting close to the main area.
The big one, the
Watching
big
the
kahuna.
harvest is exciting. I can't wait to see what you're going to do with that.
Alright, I'm gonna need you to take it down about 7 notches, Ember, on the excitement scale.
That's just what she does!
I know, it's just who she is.
She's just incredibly excitable over everything.
You know, there are a lot of ogres in Hrothgar that seem to have some semblance of culture, but they're never mentioned by anyone. Like, there's not a single side quest that I can think of. It's like the ogres are being a problem.
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's not like just the Imperials are racist. Like,
Everyone. Yeah.
everyone is.
It's very
It's
realistic.
just-
Rock. Yeah, like, you feel bad for, like, the Khajiit or, like, the Wood Elves because they're, like, the oppressed races of Tamriel. But then, like, you'll talk to one of them and they're, like, also jerks. And you're like, oh, you're also kind of awful.
I gotta summon my, my sale person real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm out of room.
They're on sale right now.
Here.
I thought about buying one.
But you already have Thea's! Whatever
Yeah,
I'm playing.
well, that's-
anyways.
Yeah,
This
that's
one
true.
helps you, yes?
This is the best of spies.
I don't know if he's done much spying.
I
That
know
would be
that
actually
the
kinda nice
Khajiit,
fluff.
the Khajiit use them as spies. They just don't wear any clothing. They act like regular house cats.
That would be a pretty hard life. If, you literally had to go spy on people and you weren't allowed to talk. Can you imagine what, like, psychological damage that would do to yourself?
I imagine it would be like the accounts we've heard of people that are raised by animals. They never really acclimate to human society. My understanding is that the, whatever the proper term is for the house cat size Khajiit, they don't often leave elsewhere, and they also don't talk very much in the presence of non-Khajiit because they just don't think it's worth the trouble.
Yeah, that's kind of consistent with what they had in the books as well.
Mhm.
Not
ESO,
that the-
ESO is surprisingly faithful to the lore as much as it can be.
do seem to be trying.
Like, they definitely consider this a canon game. As much as you can when there's a million main characters. The main problem with ESO is that so much happens in the span of a few years. It's like the events of like 6 different Elder Scrolls games in one game.
Yep.
But
Luckily, some of it was already canon, so they had something to go on. This is supposed to be the Time of Troubles period.
correct, and it's also, you know, the entire continent. We're not locked into one country like most of the mainline titles. So it makes sense that every continent would have its own thing going on. A goblin? Reeker.
Yeah, Riker.
Gross.
Reeker.
I like saying Reeker because I imagine.
I got that.
There's no functional difference between a Reeker and a goblin, though. It's just depends if it's a northern creature or a more of a Cyrodiilic creature.
Alright, do you want to hang out here and wait for a player to show up?
I think we better.
Alright, I'm gonna set a timer.
Yep.
Just so.
And we can just hang out with chat for a bit. Although nobody has chatted in a minute. The last thing Citrus said was, Mammoth could have been carrying a deadly disease. What kind of diseases would a mammoth carry? Something dairy-based? Citrus says, I'm still here.
I should
No,
hope
you're not.
so.
You're there. One of my favorite gags from Austin Powers, he goes, how does it go? He's like, there you are. And the guy's like, do I know you? And he's like, no, but that's where you are. You're there. Bird flu? Ooh.
Yeah.
Mammoths would carry... Honestly, though, we have frozen mammoth corpses. What if we, like, unthawed them and they gave us all, like, some prehistoric disease? You want to do that to strangers? You just want to be Austin Powers. Deep down, most people want to be Austin Powers. On some level.
Not really.
He has so much
No.
mojo. He's very confident.
Not even a little bit.
Gah. There you are. Do I know you? No, but that's where you are. You're there. We missed our opportunity as far as some of this stuff that needs other players when Hrothgar was having the event.
Yeah, we already killed this boss.
Oh, did we? We just didn't do the
Yeah,
daily.
it's
What?
still done.
You know what? At the end of the day, it's a daily. If we can't do it, it's not a big deal.
Yep. I'm just taking the time to look at a filled-in map.
Citrus, does everything sound good audio-wise? I feel like at some point I had accidentally did something. So if anything sounds off, or too loud or too quiet, definitely let me know. It sounds great, he says, in all caps. Rickly said strangers' pibbles are questionable. I don't know what that means.
She's suggesting that when you raise it, you're less afraid of it. Stranger's pit bulls, you don't know what you got.
Oh, see, I was thinking stranger is like a proper name. Like a person named Strange. I don't know why my brain would think that. That's just dumb.
It happens.
You want to see my new, Do you want to see my new memento? I'll run over to you.
Sure.
I got a new spell book. Alright.
Why do you have a new spell book though?
Check this
Did
out.
you get it from a box? Loot crate?
Yeah. One of the daily logins.
I like that. There's a bunch of spirits escaping it.
Mm-hmm.
Very delightful.
Necronomicon or something like that. I also have another spell book that I think you've seen, the Tome of Forbidden Appetites.
Literally, the book's trying to eat you.
It's an interesting one because I destroy it each time, but I can keep pulling it out.
I don't know why that happened.
You
Tried
know,
to bring up the real.
Xander's robes almost look Horsemer in design.
They're not. They're actually dark elf.
Are they?
I'm pretty sure.
They look very comfortable. Like they're probably silk. Not protective, but comfy.
I like lots of different things that we get, and you know, I stash away all these armors and costumes. Yet I time and time again, given any kind of choice, go back to more Asiatic looking uniforms and whatnot. Armor.
I ended up
robes.
giving Ember Evely's adventuring leathers, and then I've just colored them the same gray and brown as my own armor, so it looks somewhat homogeneous.
Like we know what we're doing.
Well, we're both Aldmeri Dominion agents, so I figured there might be some subtle uniformity, especially with Altmer, right? Because they love uniforms. They're very regimented people. And then Bill the donkey doesn't get a uniform. He's our mascot. He's seen so many things. More than any donkey is supposed to see.
That's probably true.
He's been to other planes of Oblivion.
Yeah, so have we.
It's like, I didn't sign up for this. When we got sucked to Cold Harbor.
I haven't been. Oh yeah, we did do the very first quest. I have.
We
had my
did.
soul finally ripped out.
We're definitely overdue to continue that at some point. And Oridon. We've just got to get things tidied up first. This is a fairly large superstructure of like Dwemer ruins.
That's what it seems like.
I like to think the floating tentacle book is actually Xander's pet and not yours.
Yeah, I kind of like they came together.
Or it's like a small Daedric servant of
They do
Hermamora
leave.
that's just keeping an eye on him.
One of my favorite quests, I won't tell you where it happens, is one of those books that ends up deciding that instead of just watching the mortal world, he wants to leave Hermaeus Mora's service and start having a life of his own.
One of the more common mods
absolutely
in
adorable.
one of the more common mods in Skyrim was just to add the Daedra as a race. Or Dremora as a race.
Yeah.
Because the Dremora specifically are the humanoid demons.
But keep in mind that American fantasy, just because they're humanoid doesn't mean they're any more intelligent or human than any other creature. It's part of like Japanese mythos that the more human a spirit creature demon is, generally the more intelligent, powerful, and higher reasoning abilities that they have. But Daedra, it don't matter. Not in a little bit. Oh my. Wait, we shall. How do you keep doing that? You just keep going through different little emotes.
I slotted them, so I have a wheel.
How do you... Oh, now I remember, it's the D-pad.
You have one wheel for emotes and one wheel for mementos. And one for tools. Though the only tool I have is the Antiquarian's Eye.
How do you get at tools again? I'm very out of practice.
If you hold up on the D-pad, it's going to bring up your quick slots. And then you can hit the left or right trigger. Left trigger will throw you to emotes and then tools and then mementos. But if you don't have any slotted, if you haven't slotted any, you have to go into your emotes or your mementos menu. Mementos are under collections, emotes are under social. And then you have to like one by one decide which ones, and you would click on them like the more button, and it'll give you an option to quick slot it. Like I have a
Okay.
lot more. I ran out of quick slots, and I picked my favorites. I have a Sigic portal here. From our time in Artaeum.
Yeah.
You get a lot of mementos in the daily, like, crates. The longest memento I have actually transforms me into a humanoid storm astronaut, and it lasts like 2 minutes. I'm not getting a good feeling about anyone showing up.
No, I'm not getting a good feeling either.
What else do we have other than that one delve?
We actually have a ton of crap. We're just too close to the, whatchamacallit. Give me a second. I'll bring up my map and figure out what is closest that we still haven't done. Looks like that's missing, and there is a sky shard down here. So, let us go. Once we're to relatively... This is gonna be trailblazing. There's no other option. There's just...
It's actually right up there on top of this canyon.
I don't know if you have... You're talking about the sky shard
The
that's
sky
in this
shard.
exact area?
So
No, I'm
it's
taking
up on the
us to
right.
Delve.
Oh, gotcha. Because I was going to say I already got the sky shard the first time I was trying to deal with that glimmer monstrosity. It's up there. It's guarded by a ogre.
Yeah, we're just going into the wilderness. We just gotta get past. Into the wild.
Into the unknown.
Oh my.
What if I just burst forth in song?
Frozen.
I don't think I can sing as good as Idina and Zelda. She is a fairly talented singer.
Yeah,
I never actually saw the second one, but I like the songs.
I haven't seen it either.
It had like a very like autumn theme in the trailers, and I thought that looked appealing. It came out after the point that I was working in aftercare, and I don't really watch Disney cartoons on my own very much, unless it's stuff from the 90s.
Well, that's just sad. Though I haven't watched hardly any of the new stuff either.
New stuff's just not as good. Okay, that's not true. I've seen a lot of it. Like Encanto, amazing. Luca makes me cry like a baby.
Well, this is a public dungeon.
This is...
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's a public dungeon. Alright. I didn't even know this was here. Citrus says,
Neither did
Waves
I.
Fest Dinkelberg. That's, Fairly Odd Parents, isn't it?
Dead.
This is where I would keep my trophy.
I told
If I
them not
had
to go
one.
in, but did they listen to me? No. Now they're dead. Don't go in. Every 10 years, some idiot orcs try to crack this place. They show up with a flawed
Oh
plan.
my god,
to
this
find
is a
riches and
vault
power.
of some
They're
sort.
never heard from again. Dorand had a plan.
What kind of
Who
riches
knows
and
what
powers?
relics and knowledge are inside an untouched Dwemer ruin? That's what Dorand said. And now he's dead like all the rest. Well, he might be alive. We got separate. Watch out for those creatures inside. They're faster than they look. If you see Canisarian, tell him, vicious things. Orcs, but not orcs. I fought one wearing armor made by my grandmother. It was well preserved, just like the creature inside. Completely empty. It was snarling and gnashing and trying to end my life. But they're wearing orc armor, wielding orc weapons, and their tusks have a jaunty tilt to them. I don't know.
Why would I think they're orcs? Emissary
I don't know how much you talk to her.
This is pretty good. I'm listening to most of it and reading some of it.
There's something in here that we've never encountered before in all our travels that I don't know what it is. Some kind of either simulacrum of orcs or maybe some form of undead, like an orc draugr. I've never heard of that though. She described their eyes though, so I don't think it's a robot. There is another player here. Let's see if he'll come in our group.
Why would you do that? We don't need them.
Well, I don't have to, but it's a group dungeon, and the last group dungeon we did kicked our asses.
This is a public dungeon.
Oh, I guess that is different, isn't it?
Yeah. Group dungeons, having another person would not save our ass. We'll be just as dead.
There's too many. There's too many slight variations of dungeons.
Yeah.
And then there's trials, which are like exponentially worse.
They are much, much harder than even a group dungeon.
We have a split in the path here, and I see something up ahead. Ricken to left orcs. So they are something new. They still die fairly quickly.
Terrifying, you know that?
Ember said, "You're kind of terrifying, you know that?"
Just keep
What
my eye open.
What would turn an orc into that? I've never seen something like that.
Well, that player's wearing interesting armor. That's the Deadlands stuff.
Oh, from Blackwood. Oh, the gladiator. The gladiator armor. He bought the collector's edition. It's good looking armor. If you're into the more like barbarian look.
He watches us. He controls them all. Stop it. Shut off the valves. Before...
Okay, well, at least we don't have to save him.
Her creepy elf is dead.
Okay, so what we're dealing with, as far as I can tell, you know much about Dwemer. You know that they were big into harmonics, and they could use harmonics to control other mortal races. And I think that might be what we're dealing with. Some kind of... somebody has taken control of the harmonics technology within this Dwemer ruin and is using it to corrupt and enslave all these orcs. I don't think these are ancient orcs. I think these are the adventurers that kept coming in here looking for treasure.
Yeah, spreading a rumor that there's treasure would give you a pretty much unlimited... I think there's a boss over there, but it looks like the player's gonna kill it. They must be just doing a boss run, because they're literally just pulling random groups of enemies. Yeah. Several of those fights, I didn't even start. He just drug enemies into me and then ran off.
Two-handed weapon is typically DPS. He's definitely sticking with us, though.
Alright. Let's just keep going.
I'm sure he'll leap past us if there's a chest or anything.
Probably.
What do we do? What do we do? How do we... Oh, very good, very good.
Big mistake.
Look at this guy. Is that an orc? Okay. You're definitely experimenting on orcs in here.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Oh, this place is massive.
Wow, I think we may have a new amazing dungeon.
Yeah.
This is gorgeous.
This is pretty fantastic. And I am a sucker for the frozen aesthetic. Citrus, did you know that in the later, towards the end of Fairly Odd Parents, Timmy and his godparents were in a council of like all the fairies, and they revealed
You
that
go the other way.
they made Timmy confess that he had wished that he would stay 10 years old forever because, you know, he only had the fairy godparents for like his 10th birthday or whatever. Like it was always only going to be a year. So he had wished that he would stay 10 and that no one would age and time would freeze basically forever. And then he had wished that that the fairy godparents would forget that he made that wish. And that he had basically been locked in that time for like an undisclosed amount of time, which is why the show lasts for so long.
Even though it's only supposed to be 1 year.
Right.
It seems like that's
It was
more
50.
of a retcon.
Citrus says it was 50 years. Good lord. That's crazy. That was a good show. And because of that, we got Danny Phantom. My favorite fan theory about Danny Phantom is that he's not a kid that can turn into a ghost. He's a ghost possessing his own dead body. So far, we've been okay in here. It's a good thing Centurions aren't as bad as they are in regular games.
Yeah,
We'd be in
I've already
trouble.
joked about it, but I definitely got owned by Centurions.
Well, you know what it is the way they walk, you're like, alright, well at least it's kind of a lumbering thing. And then you realize they can actually run. If they need to. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
that's
realizing a
just their-
cockroach can fly.
Just their unmotivated movement that you see. Or they're completely like not moving and then they come to life because you trip the trigger.
I was gonna say it's like the low power mode. There is a sky shard way up in the cliffs above us at the top of this waterfall.
Yep.
You there! If you're exploring the ruin, perhaps you could assist me.
Is that a high
I
elf?
find these unfortunate
Uh-huh.
creatures.
One
You
of
don't
your
see many
people.
peach-skinned high
For
elves.
evidence as to what brought them to their current state. Someone or something changed these orcs. Did you notice the precise scarring and fracturing? They were brutally and methodically tortured, pulled apart, and remade to become what they are now.
Bobby fell in the shower today.
Oh, he got in the shower!
He
Oh my
fell.
God.
Ow, don't bite my toes, man.
Bizarre experimentation was done with great purpose.
Oh my
I would
goodness.
know the true meaning and goal.
Yeah,
behind
it used
such
to be one of
techniques.
Aubrey's very
Should you
favorite
encounter
things to
any
sit on the other
evidence,
side of the
do
shower
return it to me.
and play with the shower curtain.
Look for anything.
Yeah, he was
surgical nature.
in between the inner
Or
shower
produced
curtain and the
manipulation of
outer
cells,
shower
skull
curtain,
layers,
sitting on like the
bone scalps,
wall of the
or
tub,
tendons,
and he
that's
fell
all.
in.
Of course, any notes. you
That's
find
unfortunate
would be
for him.
He kind of did that like Jedi double jump thing that cats can do, where he didn't like really touch the ground.
The tales of this place speak of many failed attempts.
Was there any
by
water
orc
at the shower at
explorers
the
to crack
time?
its
Yes, I
secrets.
was in the shower.
Instead of claiming riches, the ruins claimed them.
That's
It
always
was
the best.
5 in the morning. I was like, I'm not awake enough for this, Wappy.
With the limited evidence before
Do you
me,
know
I
once
would
Ian
suggest
was
a
so
mythical glamour
tired that
device
he
called
fell
Tony
asleep in the
Excruciating.
shower and
Thought by
Sophie
some,
jumped in
by
after
me,
him
I should say.
to
Wow.
nip him awake?
Oh my gosh. I've never fallen asleep in the shower. I've never really fallen asleep accidentally because I'm not a good sleeper. But there have been times where I've taken showers that are too hot and they like drop my blood pressure and I passed out in the shower one time. So I used a scrub brush, like a long-handled scrub brush, and one time I knew that I felt bad. Like I knew that I felt kind of like I was going to pass out, and all of a sudden I started because I had dropped my scrub brush onto the shower floor and realized that for an indeterminate few seconds I had been blacked out standing in the shower.
The tales of
Yep.
But not long enough to collapse. Which always makes me think of the vampires from I Am Legend, when he like turns the corner and they're all like standing there huddled. This looks like a boss fight. Oh yeah, look at that. Just a Centurion.
Let's hope so.
Multiple Centurions, maybe. We fought bigger. I'm gonna keep saying that until we fight something bigger than a dragon. Which hopefully won't happen. That high elf did mention a tonal weapon, which is kind of what I figured.
I found a chest, but I didn't want to.
Oh, you better not fail, because he just found it. Yeah, he's a dragon knight. He actually looks a bit like.
Very often.
He looks a bit like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
I think there's something over here we gotta interact with.
Oh, I do have a quest marker in this area. Crystal fragments.
He's a bit of a weird guy. He didn't join our group or asked to join our group, yet he is following us everywhere we go.
I did not invite him, so... Yeah, he is kind of a weirdo. In a nice way, though. He's helping. Ooh, I fell in the water. I'm freezing, I have hypothermia, I'm dying.
Oh, I don't get hypothermia.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like there's a number of things I'm probably immune to as a high elf and also as a sorcerer. In earlier Elder Scrolls, I think all the way up to Morrowind, the Altmer were immune to, or not immune, but resistant to most diseases. This looks like if you pushed someone into it, it would just shred them.
Supposed to go in here now for the quest.
Oh, auditorium.
Why do you
Citrus said sorry. It wasn't you, it was Bobby. Oh, this thing's already dead. I didn't even get to hit it.
I don't care if you want to wait for another round. It's this, Night Wooden.
Is that it? What is it? What is it? I can't talk to it. Hang on.
I'm talking to it.
Oh, damn it. Really? I can't talk to it. Maybe because I didn't kill the thing.
Maybe.
It's human, by the looks of it. Yeah, I can't talk to it. It just says search for evidence. Okay. There we go. Now I can talk to him. He looks a bit like the guy from the Hellraiser remake.
Hellraiser. Yeah.
Come then, bottlefly. Trample your dung-stained feet about my workshop.
Trample your dung-stained feet about my workshop. That's rude.
We were to attain perfection. Every one of us. Tonal animus tuning is delicate work. But I had achieved its mastery.
Oh, so he's crazy. Got it.
You've seen the beasts. I changed them, saved them from themselves. I could have done so for us all. No, I am forever leashed to my mortal shell. Already, my perfect children grow deaf to my calls. End it, men. Close the pressure valve sustaining me. Free me.
So I guess the choice is either leave or,
Then, the corpse to which you bound my soul will rot for decades. I will have no company.
I don't want to do it in case it sinks for yours too.
I just finished talking to him. I think a high elf would kill him. we don't have that high of a value on Altmer life. Honestly, we don't even have that high of a value on Altmer life. We've talked about the eugenics programs, the reason we're such a perfect race. 9 out of 10 babies are rejected.
They kill them?
Yeah.
I thought they don't have a high,
They don't have like a high fertility rate.
anyway.
That's what people
Yeah.
think. They have just as much fertility as any human. The reason there are so few of them is because they only keep 1 out of 10 babies to make sure that they're all perfect.
That's creepy.
Yeah. Elder Scrolls goes dark sometimes. I still have search for evidence.
Yep, for hidden history.
Yep. Ooh, they're just dropping out of the sky.
Hello, Daydi. This furry sibling.
There are many furry siblings here. What's up, Pirate? Pirate is posting like a text wall that forms the raven image of Hank Hill.
Okay, don't know who that is.
From King of the Hill.
Nope.
Oh, it's a cartoon. It's like an adult cartoon about, like, America.
I get the idea.
Hank Hill is like a propane salesman. He, like, you know, grills out in his yard. Has like a southern drawl. Ooh. Remember when we first started playing ESO? My first character was a Nightblade, and I kept trying to stealth my way through dungeons, and after like 2 dungeons I realized like it just was not a thing that I could do. Like, it's not viable.
Oh, dungeons, you just... Whoa, that was weird. We need to go this way.
There's a group of tortured orcs. This is one of the largest dungeons we've ever been in. Also, good morning, Pirate. I'm glad you woke back up. How you feeling? How's your tummy? Pirate had a fairly large amount of chocolate milk last time I saw him this morning. With full knowledge that that was going to end badly.
Yeah, it'd be like me doing that.
Yep. Or most
Very
people,
lactose
honestly.
intolerant.
Lactose intolerance is the way of things. People that are not lactose intolerant are they're evolutionarily behind us. We've evolved to be lactose intolerant.
No, everybody starts out lactose intolerant.
Is that what it is? Do I have it backwards?
Correct. They're technically...
They're the more evolved.
They have the more random, unusual trait.
I have a punctured skull. This is a grim dungeon. Pirate said, "Oh no, the kombucha fought it off perfectly." I don't know what that means. I don't know what kombucha is. You went to Walmart? What'd you do at Walmart? I like to go to Walmart just to look at people and judge them and feel better about myself. That's a lie. I don't like to go to Walmart at all. Kombucha is a fermented probiotic drink. Gross. That sounds disgusting. Just eat yogurt. Was that a boss? I got music for that. Yep. Oh, yeah, it was. Garga, the fire starter.
They're supposedly in the room with another piece of something.
Oh, I see it. Over on that table.
Foul-smelling liquid.
Cool. Gross. Tastes a little vinegary. You're gonna make me sick. That's gross. You cannot drink vinegar.
Not unless you're using it in place of Ipecac.
I had multiple slices of pizza, greasy pizza. I'm already feeling slightly pukey. But yogurt is dairy too. Yeah, but it's not like vinegar fermented drink. Can't fight squirts with more squirts. Yogurt is filled with antibiotics. It's great for your tummy. I don't know. I'm like randomly lactose intolerant. I can eat like Tres Leches cake all day and be fine. And then have like some artificial chocolate and be messed up. There's no rhyme or reason. Every day's a gamble. That's not entirely true though. The Tres Leches cake will mess me up, but it takes a long time and I have to eat a lot of it. Did we do a big circle?
Through the greater complex, yes, but we are collecting objects.
Gotcha.
It was a rhyme to my reason, and oh my god, the quarter naked guy is still here.
You know what? Good for him for like managing to stick with us this whole time. I just wish he had pants on.
Not a slight skirt, loincloth.
Yeah, it's definitely a loincloth.
Yeah, you should have seen the gladiator armor from oh gosh, what was that game called?
Oh, Conan. Age of Exiles. I mean, that game was just completely naked.
Guild Wars, that was it.
I didn't never play Guild Wars. Look at this big guy.
They literally had to do redesign on some of the armors because people were so offended.
That's like the majority of Japanese RPG, like the majority of Japanese RPGs are censored for Western audiences as far as the armor designs. But that's more of a children problem and a Japan problem.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All
They want
right,
to take
that's
away the
everything
side
we needed.
boob. What's up, Grizz? Welcome on in. We are in a frozen, dwarven ruin filled with mutilated zombie orcs. And we don't really have a good reason to be here. There might be treasure. If we're really lucky. And we killed a guy that looked like Stephen Hawking. Are you guys the bad guys? Yeah, definitely. 100%.
We ever been anything other than that?
We've always been the bad guys. We are not the heroes of this story.
This is so much better.
Oh, these are bosses. Or they were. You're dead now. Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. Grizz, what are you up to? I feel like I don't see you very much because you're always working. Did he get a chest?
Yeah, he saw a chest that I saw. I thought I faked him out. To
You
where
both looked at it, then you looked at each other, your eyes locked, and you both froze. And then he, like, leapt at it. I still have search for evidence. We've gathered so much evidence. This high elf researcher is a bit demanding, don't you think?
Yeah, he is. But I think we're having to climb up again.
Okay. Riz, you're actually at work now. Riz is actually at work watching the stream.
It
That's
says nay.
No judgment here.
You know what? Yeah, we can't. Okay.
The marker's being weird, but I think it is out here. It says it's below us.
No, that's not what it said to me.
I don't want to split up, so I'll just follow you. You're the Pathfinder. Making 2,000 keys for moving next year. Ew. Ew. That sounds gross. Boring. And dangerous. Good way to lose a finger. I don't actually know anything about making keys. I don't know if it's dangerous. It might not be.
Feels good to get the blood pumping, right?
That guy had One of these mutilated orcs is a follower. Did you see that? It said she was a witch. Digital keys. That makes a lot more sense. I feel like I woke up a little bit dumb today. It's just been ongoing. It's been a long week.
We like you anyways.
Yeah, it's for my looks though.
Those blue eyes or something.
This is my only redeeming quality. His name is Kothon, the Razor Sworn.
Our companion.
Yeah, our unwilling companion.
We're dangerous, huh?
And he's definitely some kind of fire warrior. Like, he's definitely a very
Probably a Dragon Knight.
Scorpion-esque character. Oh, there's a door. It's very large.
So take us back outside.
The foyer.
Yeah, here's another quest.
My goodness.
You are back with
Glurbasha.
Damn it! I wanted to be wrong! Tell me what did this to him. To all I expected to find misery and death in this place. I didn't find it.
This is just the first lady we talked to.
I suppose I should thank you. If you have time, I have some questions about what happened in those ruins. That mad elf you mentioned. When you said he wasn't a threat, what exactly did you mean? Good. There are more than enough
Alright,
monsters
maybe
in
this guy will
world.
leave us alone now.
About Doran. You found me.
But I can see why we have to head back down. Alright, we still have one more quest.
You don't hold back, do you? Still, it sounds like he fought to the last.
If you want to head back in.
If he was an
Yes, sorry, I was just finishing up with her. I'm ready.
I think he may follow us.
Are we getting
again,
more
though.
followers? There's another guy here.
Oh, I hope not.
A whole gaggle. Grizzlyo said, my favorite thing in these kind of games is you risk life and limb for clothes. Look. Man.
Yeah,
Fashion is half the battle. If you look good, that's winning.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite episodes for Big Bang Theory. When they were playing an MMO and it got hijacked because all the girlfriends joined.
Yeah, and it was all about outfits. After that point.
Yeah. Well, they were playing the game, but the one girlfriend was horrified that he didn't want to wear the matching armor with her.
Okay. To be fair, I am the player that will not wear ideal gear in a game if it doesn't match and look good. That's why I couldn't beat Dark Souls. Because, like, I liked how I looked in the beginning, and I would get better armor and it would look like crap because it was all hodgepodge and I wouldn't wear it and I would die.
He came back, Braun. He's like the cat.
Yeah, we're not getting rid of him.
He's just gonna follow us all
He's
night.
not even, like... He must just be running through the dungeon. Like, just grinding for some drop, because he's not doing any objectives. Not with us.
Yeah, I've seen him do objectives.
Have you? That's strange, because we've just been wandering for a while now. Should I invite him?
And if you want to, we make him with us all night.
It might be kind of hard if he's not standing still, but I'll try. Well, now he's not here.
I'm fine with that. It's getting a little silly.
It is Grizz and Pyro. It's the whole game. Here, let me stand back for a second. How do I,
You want me to invite him?
It's not that big of a deal, honestly. I got it.
Alright, we gotta get back down to this area. looks like, anywho.
It's actually going to
maybe-
be a lot weirder if he doesn't accept the invite. I just realized that.
I'm not gonna take it personally.
It's just like, why are you here? Oh, that's super weird. My UI just changed now that there's
Mine
3
did
of
too.
us. And I just realized with 3 of us, I don't think we can all have our companions out. Although he didn't have a companion, did he?
Yeah, there's a limit on the size of the group for a location.
I think it's 6, typically. So we should still be good.
Overall is gonna be the least amount, and then it'll depend on the location.
Big cities
Certain
actually have
quest-
one too. You almost died, but here's some pants, right? But like nice, well-fitting leather pants. Some nice stitch work on the sides. Made by a high elf.
Ron, I mean this with all the love of the world.
Boy.
But you're the only straight guy I know who talks this much about clothes. I love it. It's nice to know somebody can be detail-oriented.
I like clothes. I have lots of cool clothes. I think most guys don't care much about how they dress. Or just wear polos and jeans. Or t-shirts and jeans.
Yeah, some people like their simplicity.
Citrus. I'm not gonna read that.
No, you can totally read it. What did she say?
Citrus said the stitch work of a peepee.
Oh my. They shouldn't have stitches on them.
No. Not ideally. Oh, there it is. We found it.
Plus we're talking about Cenobites.
I don't want to think about a Cenobite's pee-pee. I don't want to think about Pinhead's pee-pee. Under his robes. Can you? I can't even imagine. Now I am thinking about it.
You guaranteed to know that's the only thing I'm thinking about.
You know it exists. You know there's art of it somewhere.
Yeah, there is.
You said that
go
like
ahead.
you already know. Why do you think his robe is so long? Citrus says. Do you think he's commando though, under the robe? Like, do Cenobites wear like undergarments?
Doubt it. You're supposed to be clothed in the skin of Leviathan.
Also, undergarments get in the way when you're exploring the further reaches of pleasure and pain.
Or something like that.
Yeah. I would assume. I'd rather not find out. Oh, that was the
Someone else
last evidence.
Someone hypothesized in one of the books or lore or whatever that they probably experience the same level of pain as their victim does.
Like as
It's
they're
like, okay,
torturing them?
So they're not just sadists, they're masochists. That's great. That's good to know. Good quality in a demon.
I think they're probably fairly well-rounded in the S&M categories. Like, multi-spect.
Oh my.
Multi-classed.
When we get to talking about this?
Well, Citrus brought up
right,
stitched up peepees, and before
I
that,
feel like I understand more about
we
magic than I
were
did before.
remarking on that I appreciate good clothes, and before that, I don't remember. I feel like your
Normally I'm great at
flesh.
following conversations.
I feel like your flesh Atronach is up quite a bit for an ultimate. Does he have like a low cost?
He is a third or a quarter of the cost of the Resurrect.
That's nice. My ultimates are almost never up because as long as I'm using daggers, I'm not using basic attacks. So I'm not generating any ultimate.
Yeah, it helped a lot when you said that that's how you get ultimate.
Because if I really, really need an ultimate, I'll switch to my bow. Because the bow is almost 100% just basic attacks. And actually, the heavy attack generates even more, exponentially. Just not very convenient.
Hilarious thing is because I'm a tank, if I throw up my shield to deflect damage on most enemies, I deal all of their health damage or whatever they have.
Oh, it's 100% reflect. That's cool.
No, it's not. But it's enough to kill them each time.
You've returned. Did you find anything of interest? This is perfect. Far better than I'd hoped. You are quite perceptive to have picked these out from the junk. Yes, the book is the key. Once translated, everything falls into place. The key to knowledge, of course. For which we have you to thank.
I know this voice actor. I've heard him in other things.
Grim tale. Someone attempted
Just can't
to
think of
bind
one
orc
at the
souls
second.
to dwarven constructs. Even if possible, the process would destroy body and mind, to say nothing of the soul
Alright.
itself. It warrants further study, yes? Yes, good.
I'm only heading to the overworld so I can figure out where to put the next pin.
Yeah, I think that's this full delve completed.
Yeah, we didn't find all the bosses, I don't think, because I didn't get a notification about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, because I think at least one of them got killed before we got there.
Yeah. It's an ongoing problem.
I would never have found this place.
Nope. I'm marking the next closest thing that at least I don't have. I'm assuming our maps are similar.
This should be relatively similar. Oh, he left. No, he did not leave the group.
The other people did.
Our companions disappear when we go in water.
Oh, that's what's going on.
Yeah. It's weird the UI like changes when there's more than 3 of us. Is it close?
Relatively speaking, but yep, it just appeared on the map. I think.
What is it?
And we have ourselves another chest.
What are you leading us towards?
It's a mine or equipment making area.
Oh, one of the crafting stations.
I think it's got to be through here. Nope.
RFID? RFID, right? Not RDIF. Unless something changed that I don't know about.
Should be up there. Just don't know how to get there. I shall find it. Not quite sure why that guy is still following us. He's definitely hanging out.
I mean, he's in the group now, so he probably feels slightly committed.
Now, let's go handle the Nezcat Falls. Can you share that quest with him?
Which one?
The boss.
Oh, the boss. Yeah, hang on. Good idea, good idea.
I think he's gonna leave now.
Really?
It's okay.
Did he?
Nope. He's just.
Okay, I shared it with him. I
Shared
can't
it?
share it with you, but I shared it with him. You want to pull up your steed?
We gotta get across here first. I'm pretty sure it's too deep.
Oh, fair enough.
And then Sure.
Oh, hey, slow down.
Anytime. Tom.
Okay, I'm ready. It's a radial menu, it takes a second. We've got a whole little troop.
Oh, I want to outpace him.
Oh, his mount's very slow.
Yeah.
Yep. We don't have too far to go, but... Are we going the right direction?
I don't think so. It's
I
up
don't
in the
think so
north.
either. Ah, damn it to hell. Don't do that on purpose. Oh, I think he's going off to do his own thing. Nope, this is the way.
Destroy the dwarven construct, discarded treasures.
Yep.
I think he bailed.
That's okay. We're gonna go do that.
Yeah.
He may start following us, I don't know.
Or he's
But it's
just...
worth checking on the map.
He might just be really slow, because his mount had like no speed upgrades.
I think I'm still following the right path. Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get over here and there's a bunch of players. But apparently not right now.
Oh, he did follow.
Did he? I don't
Think
see
so.
him. We're being swarmed by spiders.
Yeah, I think I started as boss.
Here we go. Maybe other players will see us and come after us. Here he comes.
He's coming?
Yeah. No, not yet. There's one more phase before him. I meant the boss, not our companion.
I don't feel so good.
Oh, he did make it. He's here now. Xander's dead. Alright. Now the big guy. Nope. One more wave, I guess.
He likes doing that jump apparently.
The lightning.
What's everybody up to in chat other than Grizz programming hundreds and hundreds of RFID chips?
So proud of his Xander. He managed to kill a spider all by himself.
Wow, good for him. That's a big guy. I never thought to look at what level the gladiator is. but he's definitely tanking for us.
No, I'm the one taking.
Well, someone's tanking, I know that much. Oh, he just one-shotted me, wow. That's annoying. Gotta keep that aggro off myself. Halfway almost.
Big mistake.
Ow, that was scary. Gosh, he's so dangerous for me. I'm just
Figured
gonna...
out a healing area
I'm
right
gonna-
next to me.
Yeah, I see it. In it. He tends to be drawn to me because I'm doing so much damage. Oh, and Ember's dead. That's not good.
That's not good.
I got her. Ouch. Okay, no. I can't.
I don't have a resurrect charged.
That's okay. I can, resurrect Ember, I think. Or it doesn't matter, because this thing's about to die. There we go. Bunch of good loot from him.
Oh my, that's so unnecessary.
There's a lot of explosion.
Me
I need to turn in that daily.
too. What would that daily be now?
It's just outside Orsinium proper, on the city limits.
Never been to Orsinium.
You try to do a good thing. We ridded the world of a monster. I died many times in the process.
We'll respawn in a matter of minutes. So, you know.
My best friend in the game is a Necromancer, so I'm not particularly terrified of death. And I have like 1,000,000 soul gems.
I literally snap your neck back into place.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a
rip your
nice-
soul from the other side.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
I keep thinking of that, whatever that means. It's like, just let me die. Give me something for the pain and let me die.
There's another side quest out here.
Ah. This is it right here, I think. No, it's up there. It's the end, right up there. That big building. Oh, you're passing it. It's just that building right there.
Building?
Yep.
That's where we're going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, I don't know why the daily is out here.
Probably the person who...
Technically an inn.
Hmm? Oh, it is you. You have been gone a long time. It has been a long time, hasn't it? I'm sorry, Burko has...
I had to buy him a drink, by the way, to get this quest.
Were you successful? Is Nischalev destroyed? This one should feel relief, yes? But these machines are never truly dead, are they?
Goodness.
What if Nischalev returns? Burko could not bear it if more
You gotta love
explorers came to
Orsinium.
harm because of his
Running all
stupidity.
the dailies.
Burko will stay here to drink. I mean, keep watch.
From a bar.
It's very on brand. We could take another daily.
We could.
Oh, I think we have enough to do as it is.
Alright, I think Frozen Fleet next probably makes the most sense. It's relatively close. Braun?
Yeah, I was in a map.
Sorry, I just said your name. Oops.
Oh, it's a permanent record on the internet now for the rest of time.
Indeed, I'm such a jerk. Alright, we actually have to cut through this way to go where we're going. I'm pretty sure.
Creepy crawly. It is Citrus. He says, I'm the spider.
Yeah.
It's very pretty, very ornate spider. Pretty nice as dwarven constructs go. Definitely one of the nicer ones. And this one's fully upgraded. Like, it could be really slow, but we put a lot of gold and time into training our steeds.
Mainly gold.
Mainly gold.
Time feels a little arbitrary.
Time's not real.
Yeah.
It's made up by humans to help cope. What are humans if not a terrible need to control? That which will not be controlled. Never got a mount that had a passenger seat in the SL. There's a few of them. I have one that's basically just a big Skyrim horse, but the Dwarven Spider is definitely the coolest one. They added like 3 and then they never added any more. Must be after my time. Well, didn't you say, Grizz, that you played like when the very first expansion dropped? Because this game is 10 years old this year. This is an old game. It's definitely like there's definitely been a lot of upgrades. You beat Orsinium. Orsinium was the very, 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 very first PvE piece of content. They hadn't even come up with the name Chapter yet, which was it's what they call the expansions.
we go.
There's nothing out here but snow.
This is
I have
technically
no
like a mini
idea
expansion.
What direction I should go, and I'm
Alright,
freezing.
we have
out
found a
here.
quest.
I serve aboard Matyr's Fortune, or at least I did before we wrecked upon the ice. We were bringing the ambassador to Hrothgar when a horrendous storm blew up, sent the fleet off course and crashed us into the frozen shore. They sent me to find help, but I'm practically useless when it comes to navigating on dry land. Look, go talk to Lord Ethian at our camp. The survivors gathered there, but his wife, the ambassador, is still missing. He's worried sick about her. I'm glad I ran into you. Maybe you're just the bit of good luck we need to salvage something from this terrible situation. The camp is near the shore. You can still see what's left of our fleet from that location. Not much to tell. Our fleet was comprised of a half-dozen vessels from Daggerfall, tasked with getting High King Emmerich's ambassador to a trade meeting in Orsinium. The fleet is wrecked, the ambassador's missing, and Lord Ethian is lost without her. Lord Ethian is the ambassador's husband. In fact, his father owns most of the ships in our fleet, provided them for the mission he did. Between us, his lordship is kind of a nervous cub, frightened of his own shadow. He's lost without Lady Sovel. Lady Sovel, she's a remarkable woman. High King Emmerich thinks the world of her. Always sends her on the most important diplomatic missions of the realm. The last I saw her, she was helping survivors get off one of the sinking ships. I couldn't say. I was working below deck when the storm hit. But it was a powerful storm, full of wind and snow. It carried us off course and rammed us right into the frozen coastline.
I forget that Orsinium is technically part of Daggerfall. Or part of the Covenant.
Up we go.
Yeah.
Yes, Yes, of trailblazing.
I'm waiting to try the spell out.
Worse things have happened. Ooh, I think we're about as far north as you could possibly get.
You were amazing.
There's another side quest here. And a
Either-
crafting station.
First the storm. Then we crashed upon the ice. Those terrible little monsters attacked us. I just wish my wife wasn't still out there. I don't mind admitting that I'm lost without her. Help? Of course we need help. My wife is Lady Sovel, ambassador to the High King. She was on her way to Orsinium to negotiate an important trade agreement. The ships went off course, crashed in the storm. My wife disappeared in the confusion. You want to discuss geography? Now? My wife is missing! We need to find Lady Sovel. She was helping people off one of the wrecks.
He
The
left
other
her group.
survivors. Captain Henriza
We're
won't
good to
risk
go
any more
now.
sailors, but perhaps you could search the ice for me? High King Emmerich relies upon my dear Sovel. If she were here, she'd know what to do. My Lady Sovel. If it will help, I'll tell you whatever you'd like to know. High King Emmerich sent her to negotiate a lucrative trade agreement with Orsinium. But it's probably too late for that now. What else would you like to know? I'm not sure how these negotiations work. It's really more of Sovel's area of expertise. Without her, I don't know who can deal with Orsinium. We did have an orc with us. Skordo. Sovel thought well of him. But you know how orcs can be.
You know how orcs can be. That's so racist.
It was powerful. Practically
It
a blizzard.
is.
I think it blew us off course, but
There's a lot
who am
up
I to
here.
judge such things? I'm not a sailor and terrible with directions. Sovel says I'd get lost on my own estate if not for all the servants. The last time I saw my wife, right after we hit the ice. The storm was raging and everything was loud and confusing. Sovel sent me ashore with the first group of survivors. She stayed behind the hill, just like she always does. Please find her.
Oh, there's like mini quests going on.
I saw you talking to that milksop, Ethian. He's nothing like his father, nothing at all. But I don't have time for his belly aching. I need to make sure we don't lose any more people to the cold and the ice. I am. Although I'm not
Captain's
sure
not
that means
particularly
much now
helpful.
that my vessels are smashed upon the ice. Is there something you want? Or are you just here to remind me of my failures? Off course? What do you know of navigation and seamanship? I'm paid to make port as fast and as safely as possible. I've sailed this coastal sea lane before, not that it's any of your business. If not for the storm, we'd be in Orsinium by now. We rescued Ethian, what more do you want? Haven't I lost enough sailors already? The ambassador's gone, probably drowned or crushed on the ice. I have a duty to the survivors here. Besides, we never should have come to this land in the first place. On the quarterdeck, during the storm, she was helping one of those green-skinned savages she loved so well. Who can say, though, I was trying to avoid an iceberg at the time.
Wow. Everyone here is so racist. You really don't like
If I were a
orcs.
stronger man, I'd go out and...
And
Did I
yet
hear
they
correctly?
all got sent here
Will you be
to help
visiting the wrecked
orcs.
ships? If so, perhaps I could
All right,
impose
Brian.
upon you for a small
I'm
favor.
talking to use.
I apologize.
Yep, this
for
is
even
supposedly
asking,
about a patrol bait.
but I have no qualms
At the-
admitting that I am no match for even one Reeker, let alone a dozen of the foul creatures. If, during your travels, you happen upon a gold pendant, well, it belongs to me. In light of all the lives lost, it may seem trivial, but I spent a month's wages on the pendant. It was to be a betrothal gift from my lovely Eleni. Thoughts of her beauty helped me survive this terrible disaster. Find it, and I will be in your debt. I appreciate your help. The pendant holds a great deal of sentimental value to me.
Okay. I think I've taken all the quests in the area.
I think so. Oh look, an ice race.
My favorite.
not the only one who's a fan. Think it's dead?
Yeah. Oh, they're just everywhere. And there's dodos out here.
Why did you do that? You killed. Other than the fact they probably dropped poultry.
They deserve to go extinct. Just like real life. It's weird to think that dodos existed, like, relatively not all that long ago. And it was just like imperial colonialism that made them go extinct. Because when I think of dodos, I think of like dinosaurs almost. Like that far back. You just smacked that bear upside the head with a hammer.
The big hammer. And
It
does have a
is.
point on it.
It's a very
Watch out,
big
everyone.
hammer.
This adventure isn't slowing down anytime soon.
Sometimes I wonder if you even know the euphemisms you use. Or if they're happy accidents.
I found the pendant.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we have? Search Rex for survivors. What are you tracking?
The pendant one, which is just a simple fetch and deliver. So let's go handle the more complicated bit here, where we search for survivors.
Okie dokie. That Reeker has a beard and blue skin. Like they all have kind of gray blue skin. There is a polymorph that very rarely hits the store that turns you into a goblin.
Oh. They have odd polymorphs all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Goblin would not be my first choice.
I think it would be fun for like a week, and then I would be tired of it. Unless you were like really committed to your character just being a goblin. It's a bit hard to, I was about to say, it's a bit hard to roleplay that in an Elder Scrolls game. When they're not even a civilized race. Oh geez, these survivors are side quests.
You don't look familiar. I'm the first mate of the flagship, Matir's Fortune. I came down here to secure the hatches. The ambassador? I have no idea. I did see Lady Sovel and the captain. Now that you mention it, I wouldn't want to disparage the captain. She works for Lord Ethian's father, and most of the ships belong to Scordo the Knife. He's an orc from North Point. The ambassador brought him along. I'll go check on Lord Ethian. He's a nervous sort.
So short.
Don't judge. Xander was not really impressed with the murdering of a random helpless creature.
Did he say something?
He was snarky. Oh, there's a
I see it.
Sky Shard.
Yes.
And another quest.
Right that way, really.
I don't know how far that quest is, so it
Wait,
could be a
isn't that the
pointer
return the
back.
pendant? Yeah, that's just the
Could be.
return the pendant. Grizz, what class did you play way back in the dawn era of ESO? Because there weren't as many classes back then.
Just the 3.
I think so, yeah.
Or 4.
Sorcerer, Nightblade, and I want to say it was Dragon Knight.
I thought the Templar.
I think Templar was technically a DLC. It might either Dragon Knight or Templar was DLC. I thought Dragon Knight was an original though. We need to find the Ambassador or Scordo.
Sounds like there's a make a choice.
I don't even have a marker for the Ambassador. I just have a marker for Scordo.
Oh. You're right.
Maybe if we find them, they'll help us find the Ambassador. Or like the bodyguard should be near the Ambassador, right? That makes sense. Is that a foghorn?
Or horn. For giving troop commands.
Oh, from the goblins.
I don't know if you ever got to that area in Dragon's Dogma, but in some of the latter areas, the goblins literally would have a horn and start commanding troops to like move around and kill you.
That's really cool. I did not get very far in Dragon's Dogma. I actually got stuck and then I gave up fairly early on.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things about the new one. That happens a lot though when there's a new game.
What kind of bodyguard is hiding in here? Should be out here fighting.
He could be injured, lost a weapon.
Riz said when I last checked I remember one was a warden, but both were tanks. I can't remember the very first guy's class. Warden is cool.
He got...
Damn furniture tore up my sword arm.
Oh, he's injured.
Useless.
And I'm stuck.
Stupid ship started collapsing around me. Figured I was gonna sink before I got out from under this mess.
Xander.
Sure, I enjoy being crushed under rubble as I slowly sink into icy water. What kind of question is that? And just who in oblivion are you? He did he? Last time I saw that spineless skeever, him and Chorus the Mage were walking away. They left me under here to die. I heard them talking about the captain and the ambassador as they left. Hard to believe, but not every Breton likes that High King Emmerich made peace with the orcs. They call us savages, and they want Lady Sovel's mission to fail. Captain Henriza wasn't shy about telling the ambassador just what she thought about orcs. He's one of Captain Henriza's lackeys, a shifty-eyed mage who was always skulking around. Didn't like him. Look, help me out. I don't think I can swing a sword right now, but I need to make sure the ambassador is all right.
This is starting to seem like a setup.
There's a note here.
Oh, what's it say?
As usual, my son doesn't need to know all the details of your mission. Ethian is dutiful, but he lacks the fortitude to handle situations that require clear and calculated thinking. He knows you plan to delay the fleet's arrival in port. The longer we can keep that she-wolf who married my son from leaping into the arms of those green savages, the better. I want to embarrass Emmerich. I want to destroy his dreams of peace and prosperity with those who are beneath us. But if that doesn't work, or if an opportunity presents itself, you have my permission to deal with Lady Sovel in a manner that solves all of my problems. Just don't let my fool of a son know anything about this. It might shatter his fragile constitution.
Wow. Kind of nasty.
It's starting to feel like Game of Thrones.
It's because it's Daggerfall related, anything to do with the Bretons immediately starts becoming like Game of Thrones, as far as conspiracies and royal houses and assassinations.
I won't be much use in a fight, so I'll follow you. I suggest
Actually,
taking out more of the rest.
that being
Or
said,
maybe she headed for that tower over there.
the entire Orsinium main storyline felt very Game of Thrones too, so maybe it's just this zone. I don't see a tower.
We have a pointer for Lady Soval.
Okay.
My bet would be the mage, where the captain handled them.
What if the mage summoned the storm?
It could be.
It'd be a powerful mage. Or using a relic maybe.
Or a lot of preparation.
Yeah, if like this was something they planned out way in advance.
That's the second time that poor goblin's had to die.
Don't mess
That
with
exact
the
goblin.
Locked in an eternal cycle of death and rebirth. Grizz said, ESO is the only game like this that I prefer tank. It's pretty fun. I've never played a tank in ESO, but our last playthrough on PC was, we didn't really know what we were doing. This is kind of our first playthrough where we're really focused on being, like, working as a team and actually filling roles.
Please tell me she's all right.
Yeah, I'd made a really crappy sorcerer the last time.
Have you found my wife yet? Please tell me that you know where Sovel is. Where could she be? And why did she have to stay on the ship? She cares for everyone else, but refuses to safeguard herself. Scordo, you were supposed to protect her. Impossible. The captain works for my father. She would never harm my wife. Wait, we saw the captain head toward the signal tower.
This not going very well.
That's where Sovel is, and I have to go there too.
This is a worm of a man.
Damn milksop is gonna get himself killed. Go after him.
Found the mage.
Don't hurt me! My father will pay you!
He's gonna die. He dead.
He dropped some nice pants. The implication being that I took his pants off.
I got a restoration staff out of him.
You took his staff off his corpse. I yanked his pants off his corpse. The poor man. He deserved it though. He was a bad dude. Wait, talk to Lord. Yeah? Are we not supposed to be in here yet? Yeah, we have to talk to the wimpy guy first. I think. No, now it says in there. Oh, he's up on the roof.
Nice time.
Sometimes the markers are wonky.
They're interesting, yes.
Wait. Oh, there's a ladder.
Sovel, she's not here. And I think maybe.
Oh, you think maybe the mage tried to kill you? You think maybe that's what he tried to do?
He was trying to kill you. What? How dare you insinuate such a thing? I would never. I'm as at a loss as to where Sovel is as you are. My father promised we would go off course just long enough for Sovel to miss her meeting. She wasn't supposed to.
Grizzlyo said, "Just shave your head, dude." Yeah.
We were just. It was supposed to. The captain has worked for my father.
He's
for
a bit
years.
pathetic.
Father, you just can't say no to him. He said that the captain would take care of everything. By the gods, what have I done? Sovel will never forgive me. I truly don't know. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. Terrible storm, all those sailors who died. My father said Captain Henriza would make sure that no one was harmed. We were only supposed to get into port late.
Ouch.
Don't do anything too violent.
I jumped off the tower.
Did you survive?
I sure did. Barely. Of course, I jumped off in the wrong direction. Wait, where is this guy? Oh, there
Scordo
he
found
is.
something. While you were up on the signal tower, Scordo did some scouting, and he thinks he figured out where Captain Henriza disappeared to. He went to see if the ambassador was there as well. Just down the path here, he found what looks to be an old smuggler's bolt hole in the rocks. Scordo sent me back so I could tell you all about it. He's waiting for you over there. I'll head back to camp. I need to check on the survivors.
Are you still talking?
Nope. I was spending a couple points.
Oh, gotcha. I'm gonna go talk to Scordo.
Alright, be with you.
Seems to be some kind of dungeon here.
See that cave? That's an old smuggler's hole. I bet my last gold piece that Captain Henriza is in there.
Really?
Even the ambassador. Nothing really.
What didn't get
just a gut
fixed?
feeling. I learned a long time ago not to ignore my gut in situations like this. Besides, I saw one of Henriza's lackeys sneak in there trying to be all stealthy. I'm sure that's where Lady Sovel is. Why would you want to reason with someone like that? Do you reason with an angry Wamasu when it's trying to eat your face? No, you... Oh, ogre dung. What's that fool Ethian up to now?
I know you're in there, Henriza! Where's my wife?
Run back to your father, you pathetic little man.
Free my wife at once, you villain!
I'm going to do your father a favor.
She stabbed me!
She stabbed me! Oh my goodness.
I feel a bit faint.
You're probably
I
fine.
did not see that coming. Go after Henriza. I'll see what I can do for Lord Ethan.
Maybe I
should
sit
Maybe
down.
you should sit down. You've had a day. You've had a real day.
High King Emmerich will hear of this.
where her master will think if she's somehow.
Oh, Lady Sobel is still alive. I'm excited to meet
I
her.
knew you were nothing but a filthy orc lover. I should have gutted you the moment you
No.
entered our camp.
I'm sorry, Captain Henriza. I'm not really sorry. You deserve this. You're a terrible person.
You're dangerous, huh?
Yeah, we are dangerous, Ember.
If you could untie me, I would greatly appreciate it. And would you know if my husband is safe? He's Lord Ethian, and I made sure he got off the wrecked ship with a few of the crew and passengers. Ethian? My husband? Tried to stand up to Captain Henriza. I never expected him to do such a thing. Ugh. Why didn't he stay with the rescued crew? He was never good in a crisis. Tell me, how bad was he injured? Ugh, this is all Ethian's father's fault.
Could
What
be
a
worse.
vile man
Could be his
father
mother.
is. Ethian never
Yeah.
could say no to him. And Riza was
I
eager
don't
to
know why
tell me
that's
all about it
times
after
worse.
she
It's
captured me.
worse.
That's word.
If Ethian dies because of this, I'll find a way to make his father pay.
Wabi's hunting my toes.
Thank you. I should go see my husband.
He's a good kitty. Has your mom, grieved enough to go select a new life mate, kitty?
I don't know that she's going to. Wabi and Una didn't get along very much. I think she's worried about Wabi not liking another cat. Oh, did he die?
My poor Ethian. He wasn't a brave man.
Yeah, he
but
died.
tried to stand
He
up
was such a
against
weak
that
little
vile
man.
Henriza.
Well, they were her knees prickly. Good grief.
He did, didn't he? Thank you. Now, I have a job to do. I'll mourn Ethian after I have fulfilled my obligation to High King Emmerich. I'll send Scordo ahead to Orsinium to let them know we are on our way.
You know what's kind of crazy?
Perhaps we'll see you there.
Outside of like the magic and the orcs and everything, this is like exactly what living in the late medieval era was like, as far as like trying to travel and make treaties and stuff.
Lives to regret what he set in motion.
Apparently travel seems very dangerous.
Yeah, it's the most dangerous thing you could do.
Would have been lost. No, my friend. You've done more than enough. The rest is up to Scordo and me.
I'm willing to make it back to the camp and turn the pendant in, but I'm going to need a short break for comfort reasons.
I never could
Sounds
quite
good.
free Ethian from his father's influence, though. My heart told me that, but it's good to hear you confirm it.
I don't know how long you wanted to do the stream for.
He wanted my mission to fail, even
I'm
if
good
he
to
had
stop
have me
now,
killed
or
to
we can
accomplish
stop.
that.
We're at the 2-hour mark right now, or we could go to the 3-hour mark.
I'm okay either way. What would be your preference? Do you want to be let go so you could do Dead by Daylight or something else, or would you prefer to do a little bit more ESO?
I wouldn't switch the stream to something else. That would just be it for the night. So, if you want to take, you said you want to take a little break after we turn in this pendant. Let's just go for the 3-hour mark, and if we don't make it all 3 hours, that's fine too. And I'll throw us on the be right back screen.
May I speak with you a moment? I fear you've been misled.
Did that skeever Yaus ask you to find a pendant?
Oh, did he now? How typical. If that lech has a fiancé, then I'm the queen of Daggerfall. That pendant is mine. It even has my initial engraved on the back. It was a gift from my parents. It turned up missing shortly before the storm.
Yaus and I... we became
Of course this gets
during
more
the voyage,
complicated.
Much to my regret. After one particular encounter, I noticed that my pendant was gone. Yao swore he hadn't seen it, but then I heard him talking to you about it. How dare you call me a liar? Look, I admit that I exaggerated when Yaos admired the pendant. Heat of the moment and all that. He thinks it's an heirloom, but it really only has sentimental value. It reminds me of home. It's mine. I give you my word.
Yaos and I... we became friendly. Did that
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
It's
Yaos
hers.
and I...
Fine, talk to the liar. But be careful. His words... Because it belongs to me. Why would he be? Because he's a thief trying to make a quick profit. That pendant is mine. It reminds me of my parents and my home. I admit that I was attracted to Yaos. Got too involved for my own good. But he just wanted to get his hands on my pendant.
He just wanted to get his hands on my pendant.
I thought I had lost the pendant forever, and with it, my one remaining connection to my home and my parents.
No, pirate, you are not a college
Now,
student.
give me my pendant so I
No
can make sure I won't
RFIDs
lose
for
it
you.
again.
Also, that sounds super illegal.
Oh, there's no guards here. I don't know how, but somehow an ability got triggered and now they want to murder me. Okay.
Well, you can
Anyway,
kill
I'm gonna-
NPCs if you have the right
It will-
setting disabled.
Yeah. No, I didn't do that. I think
Okay.
ability got triggered. Alright, I'll be right back.
Alright, sounds good. What's everybody up to tonight? Other than keeping me on in the background. Riz, are you still processing RFID keys? Taking a break from the keys and watching you and telenovelas. Nice. Riz, I heard a thing, we were talking about Saw earlier, as in like Jigsaw movies, that once you get past the death traps, the entire Saw franchise is essentially a dramatic telenovela between all of the acolytes of Jigsaw, which is, once you've seen all of them, completely accurate. And it's my favorite description of the series.
Alright, I have returned.
Perfect. What's next on our agenda? Actually, I'm gonna take a drink real quick.
Okie dokie. That will give me a moment to figure out where we are going. Looks like we have that.
Are we doing the guided adventure, or are you just picking things out?
Things out on an actual map, because the guided adventure keeps taking me to places that we can't do anything with. Because it keeps trying to point me to the trial that we can't do.
That's annoying. I feel like it should save that for the end.
Alright. I can get us there to the... I think this is the starter for that cavern that we noted before, where we ended the last time.
Oh, okay.
But it's not telling me that, it's just the closest, the only remotely close side quest marker. Where we're going. Yeah, we're pretty close. See something glowing. Just the wall. Yeah, I don't see anything either. It must have been a different side quest. Okay. There's one more thing. A little bit further down. I think it's up on the actual wall, though. Let me look at the... Yeah, it's up there. Back to the road. Clamber aboard.
Yeah.
Okay. There's the road. Making sure we're going the right way. We are.
Yeah.
You think this place is colder than Skyrim?
Don't know enough about it to be sure one way or the other. It could be, but they're both technically just as far north as the other.
I guess they're probably fairly similar.
Alright, that's the quest marker. But I think it's up.
Or Zorga. It does say above, up on that bridge.
Don't mess with a street pit.
gone past some enemies. Zoom! Oh, this is an actual regular city. So,
it's like it's a city and a bridge.
Give me just a second. I'm gonna have to pop one of those edicts.
There's also a crafting station here that we can toggle, unlock.
I don't see that I even have any.
Wait, you still have criminal
Yeah. It's 500 for a necromancy spell. I think I'm just gonna risk it.
Oh my gosh.
There's a guard.
I fell off the bridge. I mean, I'm okay, but it's gonna take me a sec to get back up.
Well done.
This is gonna be fun.
Look, it's not a particularly well-built bridge, and there are holes in them.
Yeah, I know. Right? We've run into that before.
A typical orcish construction.
It's a feature.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to Orsorga.
Yeah.
Where is he? There. Did you happen to see a tattooed Breton on your way here?
Got to
Stupid
talk
hat,
to
poofy
Zabi.
mustache, carries
See
a
if I have
mage
any more of
staff
these
he doesn't know how
edicts.
to use. Answers to Hamelin Serpy. I hired an assistant to retrieve some ingredients from the wilderness, but he's late. Very late.
This is
I
a
won't let his
cooking
absence
quest.
ruin my chances to restore the good name of Orc cuisine. The King's Hearthwife is
what
holding
quest?
a competition to celebrate
To
orc
gather
culture.
ingredients for a
Without
cooking
my
meal
assistant, I can't finish
kind
my
of quest.
classic orc recipes. Unless you
Not what
care
we're
to make
looking
some
for,
coin.
then.
If you're interested, I can get you a list of ingredients. I'll need some rathberries and a skin of ice stream water. There should be some nearby, but watch for the wildlife.
Yeah, she doesn't have any either.
Boring.
Okay, then we don't have to go in there.
How do you get to more Colden? Can't seem to find it.
More what?
The crafting
The
zone.
forge.
Yeah, in
There's a road to it. It's the...
oh, there's such a fancy golden orc.
I'll punch anything, even in a chair. Stupid snow rats. Yeah, how did you know?
Oh, do you remember when one of the first quests we did, and we were working with an orc that kept his helmet on the whole time, and then we found out it was a she-orc impersonating a guy?
Yeah, I remember.
I just found that guy.
You found the guy?
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, this one has a hatch in the back for emergencies. It's a lot better.
Is it really? Huh. That's funny. I wonder if I can make that jump. Oh yeah. Still got it.
Oracle Stronghold. East. Isn't Morgul? Okay, that's where all these quests are. So
Still
there's a
got
bunch
it.
of quests. There's a bunch of quests in Morphol's Stronghold that we didn't do. That's how we'll end up back at Bone Rock Cavern.
Gotcha.
Which is yet another city I may or may not be able to enter at the time.
Seems like this place is the wrong kind of disreputable.
Alright, I actually need to go that way.
I like to think the Dwarven Spider Steed is like a wind-up. Like you have to wind it up every few miles.
That sounds so annoying.
No, they're all steam-powered. Somehow. Somehow.
Hello there, Kiara.
The Xander's steed makes scary sounds.
Yeah, it's a Daedra.
What is Mora's realm called again? Apocrypha?
Apocrypha.
Cool. It's my favorite, Daedric Pocket Realm. It's essentially
it's
just a library.
amazing.
Just every librarian's dream.
Alright.
I think we're in a fight right now? No, harpies. Filthy creatures. Carry
There's
disease.
supposed to be a path here, and there is definitely no path.
I don't think even I could make that jump. Oh, I see the quest. No, never mind. That's the cooking quest.
The path.
There's like a delay from when I toggle to get on to her actually getting on. Another giant bridge.
It's a ridiculous path, but it's a path.
The orcs would call this a very well-made road.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to get the correct thing.
You're okay. At least we're out of the snowy biome.
I know, right? Alright, feel free. It's because I keep having to toggle the map to see if I'm taking the correct road, because it matters so much for this area, because it's so hilly.
Oh, right, because Orsinium is actually crazy vertical. More so than I think maybe any other zone we've been in so far. Which kind of makes sense. Very rugged country. I do wish I had a better viewing angle when I was on the spider. It's kind of a little too zoomed in. Is this it?
This is the correct area, but they said east. So I'm not sure if they meant east in the city or just east of the city. So I'm checking east of because they still owe money. And might as well.
What are we looking for?
Side quest, yeah. I don't see anything.
Must be in the
So it
city.
could be in the city.
I tell you to just sneak in, but we know that's not gonna happen.
I'm starting to think that like nobody actually knows how to clear that area or where the side quests related to it actually are.
Might just be perma-bugged. Oof, Wabi just jammed his freezing cold nose into the bottom of my foot. Actually, I have what looks like a daily here, and then I have Rigert the Brash, who I don't really want to talk to. That's all I see in here.
I can't do anything because I have a bounty.
Let me see what this daily's about, and I can share it with you. You won't have to come in, if it's something we want to do.
Yeah, it may be the end for the night, because I now have 500.
There's a sky shard here.
Yeah, we've gotten it before.
I don't have it. It's still on my map. I'm just gonna snag it real quick and then I'll check this daily. Oh,
But you don't.
it's on the
But you don't.
bottom of a cliff.
You don't have any unclaimed side quests in there. Do you see any unclaimed side quests?
The only unclaimed side quest in here is Rigger the Brash, who's the ambassador for Skyrim, who I hate. And I refuse to talk to him. But I will see what the daily is. It's a blue side quest, which is typically dailies. Or crafting reds. I assume it's not crafting reds. I'm heading into the longhouse right now to see what it is. And if it's something cool, I'll share it with you.
Camp east of Morkel. It says Morkel. Yeah. That doesn't really tell me where the camp is. I'm gonna just start hunting for the camp since I can't even go inside.
You're looking for work, yeah?
I'm literally just gonna be walking across this area back and forth until
folks around here have all kinds
it.
of problems that a good sellsword can solve. These contracts are piling up and my crew is
Want to do some sellsword work? That's what they're hiring.
Want to get your hands dirty?
Sure.
This
I found it.
I
found the side quest that we were looking for.
This one is hunting a sorcerer called Gorlar the Dark.
Yeah, that's
turned a bunch of people into undead trolls.
Yeah, he's the necromancer that isn't really immortal. It keeps passing down the line in a family.
Spirits freed in that necromancer
We already did that.
Take this.
Yep.
If you beat a skeleton or zombie almost to pieces, you can use this file of...
So I'm accepting a side quest for a delve we've already done.
I was just a pup. Stories.
Oh, I'm gonna come find you. But you don't show up on my minimap, so it'll be a little bit of a hunt.
I'm directly east of you. I can navigate you to me.
East is...
City. East.
Let me get out of the city first. If I can. Ah! I almost got stuck and died.
Fighting.
Okay. Heading east. Directly east.
Yeah, you'll see me here very shortly.
Oh, it's deep water. Was that an ogre? Ogre.
Keep going east.
I thought you said west.
East.
Oh, there he is.
That much trouble. But these were organized. Ever met a Reeker? I hate those sneaky little bastards. My hunting party got ambushed by Reeker raiders of all things. They were organized and their leader was powerful. He used magicka. They dragged off 2 of our hunters, including my twin sister Zubasha. You do that? Maruk took 2 hunters and went after Zubasha and Therig. But we're all tired and not used to being out on our own. If you can kill the Reeker chief and acquire his totem, I'll be able to save face with the clan elders. Maruk's probably the strongest in our party. He took the uninjured hunters and went after the Reeker. I think they headed toward the cave in the cliffs. Yeah, maybe. This was our first time out on our own, and things didn't go as planned. I'm responsible for what happened. Dorga's death is on my shoulders, and on the Reekers. But I don't want to lose any more of my friends.
This is a good way to end the night. Little goblin hunting.
Yeah, it's the first hint that, they were actually intelligent. Okay, Reeker Revenge. It's really not all that far. And it's gonna involve Killing's so nice.
That's really all we're good at, ultimately.
It's good to be good at something.
Highly skilled murderers.
In real life, we're much better at writing things and reading books.
Yes. I think I would probably throw up if I had to kill something. Depending on what it was.
Habit.
A rabbit? Did you say rabbit?
I said habit.
Oh. I was like, I would definitely not want to have to kill a rabbit.
So cute and fluffy.
My head. It hurts like a skinned horker. One of those reeker hit me with a damn rock. Orgotha, always giving orders. Thinks she was the hunt wife and not her mother. I just need to clear my head. Gotta find Avreg and Jasa.
Oh, right. These guys are polygamists.
To the list of today's embarrassments. They headed toward the cave.
So it's either his sister or his half-sister.
Reeker got the drop.
Or both.
Should have been back by now. Maybe you can find them? I'll make my way back to camp as soon as
So
my ears
judging by the
stop
grumpiness,
ringing.
I would say half. Okay, now we have the pointer to the actual cavern. Delightful people.
Yeah, I try not to judge, but the orcs don't... They make it hard. Like, honestly, the orcs are awful in a lot of ways. The Khajiit have a reputation that they've well earned, and the Wood Elves are cannibals.
They're the opposite of a vegetarian. They actually have a green pact.
Yeah.
About not eating anything plant-like.
Yeah, they're completely carnivorous.
Bearing in mind at least that the Wood Elves are, they can't talk to trees.
You know,
supposedly.
Wood Elves, if they know, like, if they're at war and they know that they're going to go into a battle, they will fast for days before the battle so that they can feast on battle.
Yeah. I had heard that.
Horrible.
Fun people.
Yeah. Lovely people.
You know how earlier you were talking about cats and having different dispositions?
Mhm.
The kind of normal thing is for a cat not to like a new cat coming into their territory. They usually get used to it.
Right.
But like Phoebe Kitten, my cat Phoebes, she sees a strange cat and she immediately walks up to them and starts scenting and rubbing and mewing.
To rest. That's when
She
I
loves
noticed
everybody.
that one of those damn reekers
It's
bit
very
me.
creepy.
I wish. I'd be worried Bobby would attack another cat because he's kind of bitey and he's very nervous.
That makes two of us. But I'm more concerned about my little brother. He ran off to find our friends with only his stupid cat to help him. Look, if you could convince Jassim to get his arse out of there, I'd be grateful. Just watch out for the reekers. Yeah. Raised it from a kitten and loves it all to pieces. Between you and me, my brother isn't an average orc. He's a little different. Just find Joss and the others before the reeker do something awful to them, alright? Tracked? I guess so. They weren't really trying to hide their path. Unfortunately, they were waiting for us just outside the cave. Speaking of which, did you happen to run into a big orc named Maruk? One of the reekers cracked a rock on his head.
Thought of something. You know how we killed the last orc king?
Yes.
I'm sure the
and his mom.
What happened?
Just find my brother and
that was delightful. The killing the mom, particularly. But what happened to all of his wives?
Well, one of them helped us betray him. We killed two of his shield wives in the throne room, and I don't know how many others he had. I assume he had a lot. I think they would just become the wives of the new Orc King. I think you keep what you kill.
Or I wonder if you get released. I was kind of pondering that.
Or exiled, maybe. As traitors. Kind of a raw deal, since they didn't, choose to be traders, potentially. My understanding is like most of the orcs that are outside of Orsinium have been exiled, because otherwise you live in a clan.
It's our first person.
Oh, perfect.
Have you happened to see a small golden cat run by? She's ever so obstinate and loves to explore. Sometimes I think she's a better orc than I am. You met
Wait,
her,
what?
Did you? We look nothing alike, but he's the best brother I've ever had. I was trying to find the other hunters when Winks decided to go exploring without me. Stupid cat isn't afraid of anything. Hey, wait a moment, who are you? That's what I'm doing. But I lost track of Zubisha and Theric when Winks got away from me. And there are an awful lot of Reekers in here. If you find the hunters, I'll look for Winks. Sound good to you? You want me to abandon my companions? And poor Winks? That's not how orcs do things. That's not the orc way. Besides, I may have been raised by orcs, but I'm a Khajiit. In case you haven't noticed, we're stealthy. At least, that's what I've read. In the same way as any orc, a snow bear left me near a warm forge.
I would not
I'm just
rely on that.
An orc hearthwife found me wandering in the woods and took me in. She raised me and my brother like other orc cubs. Taught us to fight and hunt and break things. Never met another Khajiit, but I'd like to one day. This one is pleased to meet you. I read they speak different. I practice when I can. I have a book about Khajiit culture. Fascinating stuff, but my hearth mother doesn't approve. Avrig and the orcs are my real family. But if you mean about where I came from, no. I had this moon medallion when they found me. My hearth mother says it brings me good luck, but not so much today. You don't miss what you never had, though, right? Winks, where did you get to, you bad kitty?
That's so wild.
Disappear.
He said disappear, and then ran away.
By the first forge, I'll never get the hang of this.
Best writing.
What a weirdo.
I don't know who's responsible for that quest. Well, MMOs like this end up with so many readers.
Yeah. Hundreds. Especially over a 10-year span. Honestly, ESO is strangely consistent.
Is different though. Some of the stories are more simplistic than others.
Especially when you play like the expansions are all fairly consistent, but then when you go back to like the beginning zones that have been around for 10 full years, and they're definitely a little dated in every way. Have you noticed a lot of the early faction zones, the quest lines, like use a lot of disguises? They really like that mechanic. It's kind of a fun mechanic, but like it's like every major quest line has one.
It's a little frustrating. Somebody felt really clever when they figured that out.
Yeah, someone programmed that mechanic into the game, and they were like, we have to use this every chance we get. And then like you get into the expansions, and they almost never use disguises. So obviously the ogres work with the Reapings.
I like that they focus so much on their writing though, because you could definitely tell that it totally wasn't something that like Star Wars Old Republic thought about at all.
Well, so ESO MMOs are all very similar in a lot of meaningful ways, but there's also a lot of flavors of MMOs, and ESO is kind of known to be the MMO that you play if you're really into narrative. Because Elder Scrolls has always been about narrative, and also making whatever kind of character you want.
Hey, what's this place? Find anything?
Bethesda has always been like, the point of Elder Scrolls is to be whoever you want.
You look like the Hearth Mother whose horker roast comes out of the oven and the nose ring she thought she lost is poking out of the gravy. So, what did you find?
That's an image.
Can I see that? Sounds like Khajiit jewelry, but it's strange that you found it in an old orc ruin. It's just like mine. Exactly the same. And look how the bag was placed near these odd pillars. I think it's a puzzle. I love puzzles.
Only the Khajiit have a
Maybe.
royal bloodline.
One of my dreams is to find out where I came from. Well, and then learn that I'm part of a royal Khajiit bloodline. I'm sure these pillars are some sort of puzzle. Must be a hint around here that will
Yeah,
help
I
us
think we're
solve
about
it.
to find out what happened to his family. Okay, so there's different shapes.
3 of them have green candles. You want to call them out to me?
A wolf, a torch, and a bird.
Which
Wonder if
order,
the
though?
others,
Just the ones with green candles, I think.
oh, I think I know what you mean, but we don't know where to start.
I assume it would be clockwise with this one. Is that a hammer?
Yeah, let's try a hammer first.
Okay. Oh, they take so long to switch. Wait, these don't even have... Okay, there is a hammer. And then next would be... wolf?
Either a wolf or a torch.
Wolf and then torch. Let's try wolf and then... And then that one should be torch.
Okay.
I
let's
guess not. Invert it. So
yeah,
this one should be
let's
torch.
check. No, I meant this should be the torch. Oh, actually that worked. No, it did not. Okay, torch. This should be wolf, and that first one, let's make it hammer.
Oh, it's so slow.
I know, right?
Nope.
We know those are the right ones.
Well, there's only
just
9 combinations, right? 3 times 3?
Oh. 2, 1, 3. We were idiots.
Is it the other ones? Are they numbered?
The first one is the torch.
Hang on, there's a book here. Cal Ito's journal. I am so cold and so hungry. It has been many days, and the wound I received from the bluest creature burns with a fever while the rest of me shivers. I must keep a clear head. Must. Hardly think straight for fever. But I am sure this puzzle must lead to treasure. Must find it. There was scrap of old note, some stupid orc tale.
I think there's
I
something
see
over
you've
there.
solved it. Black Marsh home going. So this was a Argonian journal. Only Zeshara remains now, hiding, hoping. Azine believes that my little Elzar could not have survived the cruel creatures, that it was a mercy that he wandered off. But Azine is wrong, a mother's heart knows. This is for you, little one, gifts of magic. You will find me through these memories.
Do you think that scroll was left for me? Let me see that. Zeshara. My mother's name was Zeshara, and my sire was Azin. I didn't remember that. The Hearth Mother said that a hunting party found me wandering in a snowstorm, too cold even to cry. They took me back to the stronghold. They did. They've always been good to me. The Hearth Mother, my brother Avreg, Orgotha, and others. I'm an orc, even if I don't look like one. But maybe they must have gone deeper into the ruins. Follow me!
child. Let's search this chamber.
That is quite the riddle. And there's crypts all around here that we can examine. Jeez.
Doesn't tell me anything. They have to be hit in a certain order.
In the right order, yeah.
That's the king.
King is last.
Always alone.
First
there's
one is the
tapestry.
armored soldier, all and brave, sword in hand. He lies in a covered grave. Well, that's this guy, right?
I would think so. Or it's... Oh, this is the table. You know what? Would you read from it and I'll...
Yep. After the armored soldier, it should be the hunt wife with an axe and a bow. The claws of a bear brought her low.
Alright.
Did you get that one?
Yes.
And the next one is a knight with a golden blade, fighting the monster deep in the glade.
Oops. Sure. I don't see anything about a hunt wife.
You said you already got the hunt wife.
There's a mammoth figure. Yeah, I thought I did, but when you mentioned the monster in the glade, this could be a hunt wife or it could be the monster in the glade.
Huh. Oh boy.
This is definitely the table.
It could go
It's
further in too.
No, there's a circle.
Mammoth figurine. Yeah, this one's hard to tell, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's nothing to really
Right.
distinguish it.
None of them reference a mammoth. The claws of a bear brought her low. Knight with the golden blade fighting the monster deep in the glade. Armored soldier tall and brave, and the king alone. Well, we know that's the king.
Yeah, the knight with the golden blade fighting a monster deep in the glade.
Wait, this is the hunt wife.
Which one?
This one.
That's...
It's got an axe and a bow.
Oh, okay. I bet we're gonna have to reset it. You know what? Let me interact with the table. I bet... No, what's the thing that's supposed to end sequence?
The king? We don't know, because we thought that was the king. Wait. Could this be the king then? If he's all alone? Because you can't tell what it is? King on a broken throne. No knight or soldiers to protect his home. His table is empty, not even a bone. King is sad and always alone. Well, there's a skull on that one, so that's definitely not him. Wait, no, it's a mammoth figurine. It's not a bone.
There's a table you can interact with in one of these nooks. That's gotta be the king one, then. The table?
Table. Well, that's last, then. And that does kind of look like the king. So then there's only two others, right? This is...
The monster deep in the glade.
The monster deep in the glade. So the only one that we got right was the guy with the sword that starts everything. So I'm gonna hit him.
Alright.
And then you hit the hunt wife.
The hunt wife. Alright, I'm heading to the hunt wife.
I'm gonna hit. Did you hit it?
No, I haven't hit it yet.
Hit it.
You have to. Xander just stepped in front. Alright, now I'm hitting it.
Okay, I'm gonna examine the...
It just reset.
And then the
Sure.
king. Here we go.
She hid them with simple spells. I think I remember playing this game when I was very young.
We Bondari, we travel. We always return to warm sands. Until we came to Hrothgar. Cold, danger, savage creatures. So he got lost in Hrothgar. Wandered off. Fairly puzzle heavy dungeon.
Do you think they remained in these ruins, looking for me? It took a while, but I guess I did. It happened so long ago. I don't really remember her, or my people. I'm not sure how I feel about all this, but I need to find Winks. Maybe my mother left something else for me.
I wonder if Winks is mom.
As I look around.
I was just thinking that.
I'll look for more puzzles. And my cat. She's around here somewhere. I just know it. Oh, I forgot. Disappear! Damn it!
You're trying to be stealthy, shouting disappeared.
Have you ever heard about the D&D party that had a rogue that was an orc?
No, I've never heard of that. I bet it was great.
Okay, so he, being an orc, he couldn't really spec into stealth. It didn't synergize well. So instead, he synergized into persuasion. And what he would do is he'd be sneaking along, and whenever a guard would see him, he would shout at them, "You do not see Grom," and they would believe him.
And the dungeon master allowed that, obviously.
What'd you find over here? Oh, the other orc.
Don't know who you are, but at least you're not a short, hostile reeker. I'll live. But you need to find Zubasha.
Hopefully she'll get
the Reeker chieftain
sacrificed.
dragged her off. Something
That's
bad is going
generally
to happen to her. I
your
just
hope
know
at
it.
that point.
All right. I'll sneak out of here and make my way back to the camp. When you find...
Okay, looks like there's another puzzle.
Yeah.
Another no.
I hope not.
Maybe it's another riddle.
Little moon like a smile, set in a golden style. Little moon, a gilded
face.
twin, adorned with
that's
a
a little
broad,
smiling
wide
moon?
grin.
It's the same
Tall
thing.
moon,
Oh jeez, except there's enemies now.
I'm actually getting pointers though.
Yeah. I think this one might just be a collectathon.
Or we literally have to put the bottles in order. Yes, we do.
I'll read it. You just place them. Okay, first one says, "Little moon like a smile set in a golden style." Did you figure it out?
Yep.
Second one says, "Little moon, a gilded twin, adorned with a broad, wide grin." Ready?
Oh.
Are you ready for the third one? Or I guess you don't need the third one because it's process of elimination.
Another coffer. She hid them with simple spells. I think I remember
I
playing.
can't search it. Oh, there we go.
Young.
So I'm thinking maybe Mom is definitely dead at this point.
How can my heart hurt?
Oh, we gotta find his cat.
Someone I never knew. I think you're right. Making these puzzles seemed to give her some small amount of hope in a difficult situation. I still need to find my cat. I'll scout ahead and see if my mother left anything else for me.
Right? We still gotta find the cat.
Yep.
It's getting better.
Disappear.
He actually disappeared when he shouted, "Disappear!"
Oh, this is very much a final hall kind of room.
Oh, did you hear that the new Dragon Age game has finally been confirmed? That they're planning on...
Really? That's interesting
planning
because
on
didn't
releasing it here
BioWare just cut like a huge amount of employees? I thought they did.
Indeed.
Interesting.
A
I
lot
would
of
be
people-
down to see another Dragon Age. Yeah, I think it may not actually pop, but I think we're kind of in like a soft collapse of the AAA genre.
I won't be sad to see them go.
Right.
I think I found my mother. I was a fool. I didn't think it would hurt this much. She left those silly notes and puzzles for me. She loved her son. She loved me. I'm Jasim, but I'm also Elzar. Sounds kind of funny to this one's ears. No, not completely. They're my family too, you know. My mother said that I have trade and travel in my blood. I might go to Orsinium, apprentice myself to a merchant for a while. See how that feels. Yes, it is, isn't it? Maybe I'll contact someone in Mistral. Ask about Zeshara and Azin. I'd like to learn more about them. I'm going to stay here a while longer. Pay my respects, you know. Then I really have to go find my cat.
It is a Khajiit skeleton.
Farewell, mother.
Mm-hmm. It's got the
Don't
tail
worry
and
about
everything.
me. Find the missing hunters and the Reeker totem.
I say that because in Skyrim, the game, it was always human skeletons.
Yeah. Although Skyrim is a largely human country.
Winks! Where did you run off to, you naughty little cat? Well, I'm glad you're back.
There's Winks! He has his companion back. That's sweet. Alright, let's go deal with the kidnapping.
Only one left. And we were supposed to kill some kind of Reeker chieftain. Who could apparently use magicka.
Nicely done.
Though we've seen many Reekers do that.
These guys are obviously guards.
Yep. Seems like the ogres are subservient to the Reekers.
Help! Is someone out there?
Oh boy. Chief Ezekiel. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, I think they got sacrificed.
I mean, I heard someone say help.
Please help me!
Where are they? They're behind this wall. Oh, wow, yeah, she's about to be sacrificed.
That's way less disturbing. I thought she was talking through the stick. I was like, wow, this is such a problem.
Was very improper. He kept stroking my braid.
Oh my
Are the others
gosh.
all right? I'd better go find them.
I don't think she was about to get sacrificed, unfortunately.
No,
But,
it seems like it was much worse. And not appropriate for Twitch.
No, not appropriate for Twitch. I'm having some other Dragon Age flashback.
Yeah, that would be Dragon Age Origins. That was a fairly grim game.
Yeah, they did not run away from very grim, normal things to happen to people. Normal and horrific. Though the Kinslayer one was probably the most depressing about getting pinned your brother's murder on you.
Oh, the dwarf royalty one.
Yeah, that was really depressing.
I save scummed that so many times until I realized you can't really win.
There are literally people online that are like, it's better to play an asshole that really does kill his brother, because otherwise it's really depressing.
Yeah. The only sad part about that to me is that that wasn't the whole.
Yeah,
like, I just want like I want a Game of Thrones dwarf royalty game, because that was fantastic for like 2 hours.
Yeah, the origin stories were amazingly developed. And then you found out that the other stuff, once you become the warden, were way, way too structured.
Yeah. Yeah, but like the first couple hours of that game, amazing.
When I was young and playing through that game, I, you know, was horrified over everybody dying and whatnot.
In the battle.
Angry over Kalen getting betrayed. But as an adult, and I'm listening to literally the battle plan and everything, I'm like, this guy's an idiot.
Yeah, he was very idealistic.
I would look at Logan and be like, you know, I'm not really, I always play as a different race than human. Human, how about I knock him upside the head and you strap him to a horse and get him back to the kingdom and pull the army?
Meeting you was the best thing that happened to us today. You have our thanks. I'll tell you though, I'm not looking forward to explaining all this to my mother, the Huntwife, or to our clan chief. Of course, we lost a few fine young orcs today, and it was my fault. I secured permission to go out on our own. I led the hunting party. And I failed to spot the Reeker lair. That's how they were able to get the drop on us. After I make sure we get back to the clan safely, maybe I'll go and see the new city they're building. I've heard it's quite grand. In spite of my mistakes, we got the Reeker's totem and saved most of the hunting party. Thanks to you.
Saved most of the hunting party. And nothing of value was lost.
Shit.
Adventuring with you really keeps the girl on her toes. You're getting stronger all the time.
Oh my goodness.
That seems like a great spot to call it.
Yeah, I think so. We got another good quest done.
Everyone that's still in chat or that has us on in the background, it was amazing that you hung out with us. I had such a good time tonight, and it was nice to see a lot of people choose to spend their Friday night chatting with us. And we are going to find a raid target in just a few minutes here. What's everybody up to tonight? Or what are you going to do for the rest of the night, Sheila?
Going to cross stitch, and I've been thinking about watching the first half of Bridgerton that dropped. It's guilty pleasure. Interesting break from my grimdark horror.
I would like to try and stay up as late as I can, but I have been up since 5, so it's never ideally as long as I'd like to stay up.
I'm also strongly considering restarting Graveyard Keeper.
I don't know Graveyard Keeper.
sort of like a Stardew Valley, only gloriously grimdark.
Okay. I do know Stardew, though I haven't played it, but like I know of it.
But yeah, you have to preach at a church that you're responsible for, but your main duty is handling all the plague victims and dealing with bodies.
Gotcha.
But there's a bunch of other hilarious things that they tucked into the game that are so enjoyable.
Alright, well, to everyone who is still in chat, we are going to go ahead and raid Varric, the Doomarine, who is currently playing Diablo 4. So if you want to stick around for the raid, if that feels cool to you, in a few more seconds, we're going to hop on over to his stream and see what he's up to. Thank you to everyone that came out, and I will see you next time.
Alright, Bron, I'm going to... Karasu.
See you later.
Eventually. I will log out.
Bye.
Feel a little stupid today.